Hey, what's up everyone? My name's Zach and you're watching the ZVP Show. So with this whole epidemic, now's a great time to watch all my YouTube videos and learn more about personal finance, how to build wealth through real estate, and how to be successful at your 9-to-5 job. Right now really is a crazy time, and unfortunately a lot of people aren't prepared financially to weather what is hopefully going to be a short-term storm. While there is some discussion taking place about the US government giving people $1,000 checks, in most cases that's not enough, and that's why people need to have an emergency fund. With that being said, what is an emergency fund? It's pretty much exactly what it sounds like. When things hit the fan and you're in a pinch, it's money that you can use as a safety net to fall back onto. And it keeps you from having to use a credit card or a personal loan to help keep you afloat. Usually an emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months of expenses, just in case things go horribly wrong, like you lose your job or you had to go and take care of somebody with major medical issues. A recent poll from Bankrate.com showed that only 41% of people would be able to cover a random $1,000 unplanned expenditure, while 37% said that they use a credit card, take out a personal loan, or borrow money from friends or family. Among those polled, the median amount for the largest unexpected expense was around $1,750, which is nearly double the amount which was polled for. Credit cards should never be used as an emergency fund, like ever. It's really a bad idea. The average interest rate on a credit card is 21.21%. So if you had to borrow $100 and you carry that balance for the whole entire year, you end up paying $21.21 in interest. If someone used a credit card to pay for the $1,750 emergency with the 21.21% interest rate and paying $100 each month towards it, it would take 22 months to be able to pay it off in full. Additionally, they'd incur $400 in interest alone. So what all expenses should you include into your emergency fund? There's 7 main things. First, your rent or mortgage payment. Second is groceries. So how much you spend on food each month. This shouldn't include eating out. Third is transportation costs. So this should include your car payment if you have one and any gas used to drive that car per month. And if you live in a larger city and don't have a car but use the bus system or a subway, be sure to include that as your transportation costs. Fourth is your utility costs. So this should include gas, water, electric, and sewage. Fifth is your insurance costs, which should include your car, house, and health insurance. Sixth is all other payments. So this can include credit cards, student loans, or any other form of financing that requires a monthly payment that isn't your car or house. And the seventh thing, which is kind of optional, is internet. If you don't have all these costs on hand, it's pretty easy to figure out. You can go to your bank and download your last 90 days of statements and see what you spent. Or you can use a budgeting software like mint.com or personalcapital.com, and they break down the purchases for you. And once you have that monthly cost figured out, multiply it by 3 at a minimum or 6 at best, and that'll tell you how much you need to save for your emergency fund. When you have that amount figured out for how much you need to save for your emergency fund, it might seem a little bit overwhelming. But in all reality, anything is better than nothing. So here are some tips on how to start building your emergency fund. The first thing you need to do is open a high yield savings account. Your emergency fund should be something that's easy to access and should also gain you a little bit of money through interest. The second thing you need to do is deposit a specific amount each month automatically. This makes it easy so you can just set it, forget it, and let it grow until you actually need to use it. And the next thing you need to do is to save your tax refund. So nearly 75% of Americans got some form of a tax refund last year, and the average amount was $2,869. So instead of going on a spending spree and buying a new TV, put it away for your emergency fund. And last but not least, save your change. If you use cash for any purchases, be sure to keep the change and put it into a jar. And once that jar fills up, take it into your bank and have it transferred over to your emergency fund account. Every penny really does matter. Hopefully this video was helpful and encourages you to create an emergency fund. Not many could have predicted the events that have happened over the past few months, and unfortunately it's going to leave a lot of people without a job or a way to support themselves. So be prepared the next time something like this happens and create an emergency fund today. Be sure to give the video a like and subscribe to the channel.